Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This week we're recapping part 3 of our road trip to Raleigh. We decided to make our way over to the East Coast to check out downtown Wilmington for the day. We had never been there before, but they have the most adorable downtown district right along the Cape Fear River. It holds a ton of history for the area and you can just feel it all around you. It was such a neat spot. They have a really great boardwalk that goes all along the Riverwalk, and it's surrounded by a bunch of really cute stores and waterfront restaurants, so it was a really neat spot to check out. So then after that, we grabbed lunch at a really popular spot called the Copper Penny right in the downtown district. To say it was delicious would be a total understatement. It was amazing. We had the most delicious crab dip with their homemade chips, and it did not disappoint. It's also been on the Food Network, so that kind of tells you that it is so good. If you've never been there, make sure to stop in. Then we headed over to Wrightsville Beach. We cannot be this close to the beach and not have a beach day. It was beautiful and the water was so extra blue. But after that, we wrapped up our beach day and headed back home to Raleigh, which was just about a 2.5 hour drive. The next day, we brought Gary over to the one of many dog parks in Raleigh. He absolutely loved it, even though there weren't any little dogs on his side, but he enjoyed watching the big ones run around. But their trails and parks in Raleigh are just some of our favorite places, and there's just tons of them. You could probably go to a different one every day and never see them all. We rode up to Durham, which is about a 30-minute drive from Raleigh, for a Durham Bulls game. We had a great time because it's actually been years since we've been to a baseball game, and the weather was perfect. We had really great seats too. We were in the shade, which was really nice, and there were tons of people there. The Bulls actually won by a ton really early, so we actually maybe enjoyed the food a little bit more than the game, but it was a really fun night, and we were just so glad that we could change things up a bit and go to a minor league baseball game. Say we did it all on this trip, I mean we did it all. The next day we headed over to the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences Nature Research Center. That's a mouthful, but it is right in downtown Raleigh, and it was such an amazing place. There were tons of exhibits all throughout with everything you can think of, from animals and nature and space to science and sea life. It was such a great way to spend the morning inside with the AC. The best part is that it was completely free. We could not believe it because it was such a great experience, and you can tell that they've put so much work into it. You'd think they would charge a fee to get in, but it was free. So highly recommend this place for anyone, no matter your age, from kids to adults. We absolutely loved it. There were also a lot of kids there, so we were all just like, we could spend hours walking around and checking everything out. It was a really neat place. Next up on the road trip to-do list, we went to the Alamo to watch Oppenheimer. This was the best movie theater I've ever been to because it is a really retro theater, and it's really fun because whenever you get to your seat, they actually seat you with a menu and a notepad, and you place an order for actual food and drinks and snacks and sweets and all the things, and then they bring it right to you. You can even order more as the movie's going on, which is so fun, and you can get plenty of refills. Such a fun experience. I wish all movie theaters were like this. After that, we headed home to Nick's brother's house where they made dinner for us, and it was so good. We did a ton of eating on this trip, if you can't tell. I feel like it was almost like a food tour the entire time, which I won't complain about. So good. Then we stopped into the Boxcar Arcade in downtown Raleigh. We've actually been here before, and it was such a fun place that we had to make sure to come back. They have all kinds of old school video games and arcade games, complete with a full bar of drinks and snacks. It is always a must-do whenever we come here because it's just so fun. You could spend hours playing all the different games, and we got there before it got super busy, which was really nice because then you can just walk around and play any of the games. So fun. Then it was back home for more ping pong, and on our very last morning we stopped into the Flying Biscuit for breakfast. It was so good. They have the most delicious biscuits and they bring them all to the table, so we each had those, and then I ordered the acai bowl and it hit the spot. You really can't go wrong with the smoothie bowl though. Then for dinner we stopped for sushi at Oku, I think that's how you pronounce it, and I had a really good eel roll, which is totally out of my norm, but it was so good and I'm so glad that I tried it. The next morning we hit the road extra early and actually drove the entire way home. So we made it home early in the afternoon. It was such a fun trip to Raleigh, aka the food tour of the city, and we love getting to catch up with Nick's family. That is a wrap on this road trip series, you guys. Thank you all for hanging out with us. It was so much fun. We will see you guys in the next one. Catch you next time. Bye.